You really touched on something there that I think is incredibly important. And this is even off of what I was initially going to ask you for kind of the first question, but it's so important. Dads these days have such a burden on their shoulders, a quiet burden, a burden that they can't share with anybody else. Moms oftentimes have their groups, they have their support systems. Dads have the burden of trying to support and hoping to support their family, both financially, keeping that roof over their heads. They wake up in the morning, they go to their job, they try to help out their wife. They come home, they do their best if they can, if they're engaged, to engage with their kiddos, and then they go to bed, they wake up and they do it over again. And that monotony, that stress can weigh and often, like we talked about, lead you to wishing away these finite moments that you have with your kids. So I guess that would be the first question for you, Jeff, is what are some options? What are some techniques that we can use to break that cycle to really both engage with our kids and help to have those moments really matter?
You speak to a really important issue. If I can kind of go back to the first thought of that question, Thoreau makes this observation that he said that men live lives of quiet desperation. With the way that you're nodding, our listeners can't see that, but it often resonates. Not only is it something, a quote that we may have heard, but for every man, when he hears that, there is that resonance in his own soul. Yes, I always want to do more. I always want to do better. But the grind of life is just unending. And we use that word because for too many men, the grind literally grounds them, right? It leaves them unwhole and kind of broken at times, or unfulfilled or unsatisfied, wanting more from life. And we live in a culture that tries to define for us what success looks like, that tries to define for us what contentment looks like. And it is often related to achievements or material measurements. And yet, in a spiritual context, the thing that makes one healthy is a condition of one's soul. It's the sense of who you are.